there's the broader kind of living wage movement, which is a little bit separate from what we're doing. Like, our campaign, like the broader living wage movement is about lifting living wages for everyone, you know what I mean? Just like as a broad brush community kind of campaign.
Yeah.
Our campaign is specifically directed at lifting the wages of retail workers, because it does tend to be retail workers in society who get the lowest wages or are synonymous with low wages.
Yeah.
So case in point, if you think about, your average pack and save, or, what people call pack and slave, it's because sort of historically had these minimum rates, and then that's been used to justify other companies also offering minimum rates. So we thought, actually, rather than negotiate place by place, just plodding around, trying to kind of get 3% here and 3% there, we were like, actually, it's just something really fundamentally that has to change about people's attitude to what retail workers are paid. So we have to address this from an industry perspective.
Yeah.
And that's what we've done here. Yeah.
There's quite a significant turnout yesterday of like 800 people I saw. What was your feelings about that?
Well, I think the show from our retail worker members was really, astonishing. Just the sheer number and the sheer support that people have for this kaupapa, and their willingness to kind of go above and beyond to achieve it, because it's quite scary to leave your workplace and be like, I'm going to go to this meeting and put my support behind this campaign rather than be here at work.
Yeah.
That can be quite an intimidating thing to do. So the fact so many people turned out to do it, impresses me greatly and gives me a lot of hope for what we can achieve. Department store are subject to a performance pay system, and have been for some years. And part of our campaign specifically for farmers workers is to get rid of the performance pay system, because the performance pay system is the reason in particular that their rates remain so low. Yeah. So basically, it's a minimum wage document that they have in their, in terms of what their base rates are, and then any rates above and beyond that are negotiated depending on whether they sort of are ranked an A, B, or a C.
Yeah.
So say if you're a C, then you're going to get less of an increase than if you're an A. Now, the problem with that, it sort of seems fine and good, but the problem with that is it incentivises the employer to actually give people a C, because then they don't have to pay them as much.
Mm.
So people are walking around, they're told, oh yeah, you guys are great, you're working really well and hard. They sit down for their performance review and they're told, you're a C. Why? You've told me all year I'm really good. Yeah, but you're a C. Yeah. So it's arbitrary, and it's basically because it means they don't have to pay them as much.
Is there like a amount of people that they can put in each category? Like, can they just put everyone in the C if they want to?
Yeah, I mean, they could. They could put everybody on a D, which would mean no increase at all. And that's what's wrong with it. It's fundamentally wrong. Yeah, that's right. So we've had, in terms of the big companies that have agreed to living wage, we've had success with Bunnings, with Kmart, with H&M, with a couple of the New Worlds, Huckleberry, and we're currently in bargaining with the Warehouse, which is going really positively as well.
Yeah.
And the ones which we're in dispute with in terms of major companies at the moment are Pack and Saves, Countdown, and Farmers and Cotton On.
Yeah. What's the kind of reasons that they're giving you at the moment that they can't raise it to the living wage?
So mainly the type of reasons they'll give across the table is they'll say we're comfortable with the rates we pay, that they are the market rates, and that's what we're prepared to pay. What we've not had in this situation is we've not had them say, look, we simply can't afford it. Look at our books. Here they are. You can see we can't afford it. That just hasn't happened. Because if that did happen, that's something we, of course, take on board as a union. Like if the company's about to shut up shop or whatever it is, we take that seriously.
Yeah.
But these are not. These are all companies who are, earning, millions in profits, made billions in sales, and they can afford to make these increases. They just believe that they don't have to because they reckon, the market rate is fine. So that's what we're pushing up against at the moment.
Is there a worry that the companies will turn around and then say, oh, okay, we'll give people the living wage, but they fire people just to keep their books happy?
So obviously, like, this is a type of threat, not directly like that, but the type of threat that you'll hear across the table from the companies, oh, if you make us pay the living wage, then we will, not have as many hours available for people to do. Then when we've had success again the living wage with those same companies, no such thing has happened. So it's just a threat basically used to make you try and stop asking for what you're worth. So we just don't accept that. We just continue on.
Yeah.
Now, if the company, on the other hand, were to say, look, seriously, like, we would love to pay that rate, we think it's right, but here are our books, you can see the predicament we're in. As I mentioned, that's something we take seriously, but that hasn't happened in these cases.
Obviously, if Labour continues to, push for the minimum wage to go up, like, if you played the long game, like, there is some criticism that increase it to the living wage anyway. Is it just a matter of making sure that the people now get it, or?
Yeah, that's right. So the current rate, living wage rate is $21.15, while the minimum wage is $17.70. So when you start to sort of like, so for example, next year the minimum wage is likely to go up to $18.90.
Yeah.
And the living wage will go up as well. So the living wage at that point might, for example, be, $22. Arguably, if you think about how it's gone up in previous years. And then in 2021, when the minimum wage goes to $20, at that point, then the living wage is probably going to be more like, $22.50 or $23. So the minimum wage, while Labor have said, oh, well, we have a path to the living wage, the minimum wage will be the living wage in 2021. That's not true. In 2021, the living wage will be around $23, not $20. So it still will be about $3 off what it needs to be to constitute a living wage.